Bohn here with the new UFC flyweight champion of the world, Alexandre Pantoja, just a couple days removed from his split decision victory over Brandon Moreno at UFC 290. Alexandre, congratulations again, man. We didn't get to see you immediately after the fight, so I know you're doing some media and stuff now. Just what's the last 48 hours or so been like for you?
Hi, Mike. Thank you, everybody. Just enjoy all the moment. Yeah, after the fight, I need to go to hospital, and I see Moreno's there, and I can talk with him a little bit, and that's a good time. And all the fight, I think, is like a Rocky movie, and especially when I go to hospital and see Moreno's there, like Apollo Creed and Rocky after the fight, and that's like the best movie ever, for my life. And I'm so happy for that fight. It's a war, war. That's war. And like I say, all the fight week is gonna be the fight of the night, and it's like that.
Man, maybe not just fight of the night. That's up there for fight of the year, I think, right now for most people. I think that's going to be tough to beat by the time we get to December. It was just amazing fight. What did you and Brandon talk about at the hospital?
Yeah, I say congratulations and talking about how much he's involved, and put all this grappling game because he defends so well. And I say when I go to the ground and take his back, I really thinking about I'm gonna win the belt with my best movement. Is I need a choke, but he defends so well, and I just say congratulate for him, and I respect him a lot. He's a very true champion. Everybody like Brando, and I like him too. This make like a beautiful movements for the flyweight division, and that's good for me. Meet him in the hospital and see everything is fine with me and him. And but right now, I don't think he's gonna put for like a the revenge again. Brandon Moreno Pantoja, like a 3 or 4, whatever you want to say. I think the division need to go like a put somebody to give it that chance for somebody. He's fight too much for the title, but of course I want to fight with Moreno again. I say that I do my best that night, but I know I can do much better. I feel like I can win that guy one more time. And when the referee say ready, I just try to prove that. But Moreno's involved so much, and he hold my hands like and he's proved how much he's better and make a very good job.
Yeah, you both come a long way since the last fight. And I know at the hospital, he had a broken hand and he had to get a cast and everything. What about you? Obviously, you have the cut there, but what did they tell you as far as your health? Are you pretty okay otherwise?
Yeah, I spent like 2 hours in the hospital just to make like some little stitches, and but that's good. I make some MRI and everything's fine with my body, and just the stitches. I think it more 5 6 days. I take this off and right to back to train. I'm kidding. I want to relax some a little more time. I'm training so hard for that moment. After my fight with Paris, I know I'm really close for the fight title. And when you put Moreno and Davidson in Rio, I'm from Rio de Janeiro. I think I need to be ready for that fight. Maybe I can fight in my town. And I train so hard for Moreno and Davidson. And then when the fight's over, I know I'm the next, and I keep training. And then I train for like a 1 year for that fight. I'm so tired now. I just want to go to Brazil and see my mom, my brothers, and relax some days with my hometown. That's that.
Yeah, you absolutely deserve that, man. And you've been dreaming about being the champion for such a long time, right? This is the moment you work towards. What is the feeling like now that you've accomplished it? Is it everything you thought it was going to be, or is it a different feeling?
Mike, it's not about just dreaming. It's about to live. I live for that moment, and I say that a couple of times. I do a lot of sacrifice, me and with my family. And a couple of years, my family stay in Brazil, and I come to America Top Team in Florida. do all my camps. And when I can train, bring my family to Florida. COVID is coming, and the shows stop all the shows. And in that time, I need to say to my wife and my kids back to Brazil because I don't can stay with him with my family here because I don't have the money to pay all the bills. And in that moment, it's very hard for me. I stay 8 months here in Florida without my family, and everybody can see for the last days how much I love my family, how much I want to stay together all the time with my kids and my wife. And this all my history. It's all about sacrifice and choice I do for this moment. And now, and it's not just about to dream; it's about to live for that moment.
Absolutely. And we'll get into kind of some of the stuff you talked about there about the night of the fight. But I want to go back to earlier in the week. You were very confident at the media day. You said, this guy isn't going to beat me, showing all the things that you should show going into a title fight. But at the press conference, you kind of got some boos and stuff, and you addressed the crowd. You said, like, hey, guys, if you know my story, you're going to respect me and all that stuff. Did it bother you at all that that's kind of the reaction you got? Or did you understand because there was such a big contingent of Mexican fans there to support, Brandon and Yair Rodriguez? Did you understand why the crowd reacted that way?
No, of course I understand, Mike. It's something like you know, all the arena is go with Moreno, but in the 50th round, all the arena helped me. You know why? Because when Moreno punched me, and I see everybody scream together, Moreno. I think about this gonna make it a lot of confusion in the judges,
Mm.
because in the 50th round, I really think I won for 2-1. I fight for a long time. I know how to score that fight. And the first round I know I won. The second round I know Moreno's won, and the third and the fourth, me and my coach think I'm won the fight. And want to go to the 50 is 2-1 for myself, and I think about that. But when the fight's over, I can see the judges put the 4 round for Moreno. But in the fight, I don't know about. But in the 50th round, I see all the people screaming with all punches Moreno throwing, and this makes something in the head of the referees judges the fight. And something saying in my mind, you need to prove more, because if you don't do something, you're gonna lose this fight. And then in the last round, I put all my heart for put Moreno's down and try to finish the fight with one of the best movement I have is go to the back, like I do it with Alex Perez in my last fight. But Moreno trained so good for that. He defend. I try to make some damage in that position, try to take a needed choke. But like I say, he need all my respect for Moreno. He defends so well. He's a very good fighter. He's a much better. But I say all the guys in the arena helping me for putting in my mind. I need to prove more. I need to prove how much I want that belt. And I really understand everything. I'm one of the guys say I like Moreno in Brazil. All the people like Moreno. That's a very good guy, and I know everybody wish he's won that fight. But like I say, if you know my history, you're gonna love me too. Because I have a lot of sacrifice, a lot of blood for that moment.
Have you watched the fight back yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I have so much tension and adrenaline in my body right now. I don't want more. I want to relax sometime. I try to sleep today, and I wake up like at 2 a.m. and I don't come back to sleep. I still tune. But I'm gonna take this fight and see alone. I want to see with calm. I see some comments and some people talking about that fight, and of course I want to look it and see myself what's happening. But I'm still thinking in my mind I won 4 rounds. But like I say, I need to watch it again.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think, you won four, or at worst, you won three. You definitely won the fight. So, how nervous were you or surprised when you heard them read the scorecard saying Brandon 49-46? Like that was very shocking.
Oh yeah, bro. I really think it's gonna be a unanimous decision. And when the guy put the split, I really think I man that's why I go to the floor after the Bruce Buff say and you know because when he says split and the first judges give 4-1 to Moreno, that really make me like feel bad for that moment. You know, I worked so hard for this moment, and in the fight, I prove I won the fight. You know, and this happened, uh, especially in Boston when I fight to Dustin Ortiz. I make a good fight, and I really think I won. But the judges give to the Ortiz, and that's okay. I do. I know I don't do my best. And then when I fight with Askarov in Abu Dhabi, I don't do the best fight again, and that the judges give to Askarov, and I completely understand. I watched that fight again, and I really think maybe I won that fight, but I completely understand that. But in that moment, I see I won the fight. You know, like I say, in me in my corner see 4-1. When I go to the last round, I think it's 3-1, and when I make the 50 round, I say no, I won the fight. That's no how the judges give to Moreno. And when the judges give to Moreno that fight, I really don't understand and think maybe I'm gonna lose, you know. But thank God giving me the all prescription for the last two referees, the two judges, and giving me the belt, you know. And I will think I deserve that, you know.
Yeah, no, you definitely did. And you know, you mentioned multiple times in this interview and throughout the week, you know, if people know my story, how hard, you know, I've worked and sacrifices I've made. I'm not going to sit here right now and ask you to, you know, tell us your entire life story, but what do you think is the most important thing when you say that people do need to know about you that will maybe have them have a better idea of what you've been through to get here?
You know, Mike, after my post fight, I see a lot of people come to me and say, "I really understand what you say," and it's like feel the same with me, you know. And I just want to say, like, if I can come for be a champion in the past for everything in my life, my mom and my dad is separation, make separation when I very young, and this is very hard for me. And when I meet my wife and his parents is still together for like 40 years, I see how different this making in his life. You know, when you have your dad and your mom show you all the love all the time, and it's little things happen in my life, and then when you put it all together, I know why why I win the belt. You know, why I have some like a little more power and little more like I will want more, you know, in that time. I don't want to lose this belt in that time because I passed for everything that when I young and when I old, when I have my wife and my kids, and I choose to come to US to training, and then a lot of times I still alone here and without my family, without my kids, and couple of times I talk with my wife. I don't know how if I remember how to be a daddy, you know, because I feel like at 8 months, I don't know how I'm gonna talk with my son again. And it's a lot of parts, you know, of my life with the separation of my mom. When I go to try to find my dad in Bahia and stay with him a little time and back to my town again in Rio. It's a lot of times, you know. And I live in Arraial do Cabo. It's like a North Rio de Janeiro. It's 3 hours to go to Rio, and I need make this travel all the time to training. I start to train in Union in Brazil, and all the time I need to like take the bus. Sometimes I don't have money to take the bus, and some people's help me with that, you know. And one of the time I need like walk 80 miles to back to my home. It's a lot of things happen in my life. To that moment, I don't want to lose. You know, I want to grab my chance with all my heart. And in that fight, especially is that fight. When I see Moreno and I know I beat him 2 times, and this time for the belt, I talk with me all the time. I'm not gonna lose. I'm gonna take this belt. And I don't use all my techniques, all my skills in that fight. I just put my heart. I just want so much this belt. I forget everything. And if you see the fight, I think in like a 20 minutes, I'm stay with my hands like that. I just want to punch and grab him, like a try to win with all my heart. And I know people's gonna. I can talk more with about my history, because I think this is special for another people to see if I can win that belt with all happen in my life. You can success too.
Yeah, and I understand, part of what you're saying. Like my parents got divorced when I was very young too, so I can understand, some of the stuff where you're coming from. But I think you emotionally connected with a lot of people when you made that comment in your post-fight interview about, I hope you're proud of me now, Dad. When you got have you seen the feedback to that, and why was it important to, I guess, kind of share that message? Was that for the world, or was that just you kind of talking directly to him and trying to share it in that moment?
Mike, I have 33 years. I have my family, and sometimes I still miss my talk with my dad. 2 years ago, I sent the last message for him about is one of the message I think nobody want to receive of your dad. I'm talking about he stay too much far away. He's never like try to will put his heart with us. Like I have two kids, and I think my daddy just see my kids like 2 times in the life. And this is very confused for me, because my family is everything. And I don't know if my daddy can see how much he have with my side. And I have two brothers too, both have kids. And when I old, one of my wishes is see my kids have kids. I want to be a grandpa, one of the best grandpa. And in the last week of the fight, I think about calling my dad, because I want to put all the tap all the holes in my heart, and I go to the fight with like a in peace. But I really can call to my dad. I just focus in win the fight, and the fight's over. I talk about my mom, because she's so special for me. I want to talk about her and this moment for me, because it's so special for me and for her too, because like I say, my mom take care about me and my three brothers, and she never called to my daddy to ask about help.
Mhm.
But when your daddy, I don't need to call you. You need help with your kids. And in that point in my life, what I can say is all kids want. Or I'm not a kid, but you only want your dad's help. I think it's not special for me. I have my two brothers, and I really can take care about me. But my sister is a woman. And she's daughter, and for one daughter, the dad is everything. I can saw that. And I see in my sister how much my daddy is miss her. And about my brother, she's make some mistakes in his life, and about money, about everything. And I know my daddy can help him, but he never come. Maybe my daddy just want my brother say ask for help, but nobody need to ask for help. If you want to help somebody, you need to come. It's something I just put out. When I talk about my mommy, I don't know why my dad is coming to my mouth and say that, but it's something like I know my daddy love me, but it's something like I try to say, because before my daddy say congratulations and couple fights I have, but he just come when I won the fight and say congratulations. I don't want that. You just want to come out. It's easy when you have a proud after your kid have the belt.
Mhm.
And it's not about that.
Yeah. So not to get too personal here, but if he called you up now, you wouldn't know the motivation, right, of him maybe trying to reestablish that relationship is kind of what you're saying.
Also, I'm gonna love my daddy, and but I don't want cold words.
Yeah.
I want to I'm a very personal people. I don't like to send messages all the time for nobody. I want to stay with the guy. I want to meet the people. I want to like a hug. That's myself. I want to feel. It's not about message. It's about feel. Connections. You know, and or what I try to say is like he have a time to back. But I don't know he can see that. You know,
Yeah.
he come. Of course, I'm gonna hug. I'm gonna introduce my kids for him, and but I don't know he's ready for that. Because he spent 33 years and he never come like that. I forgive him, of course, for everything, but I'm stay expect more,
Yeah.
and I don't know he can see that.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you being so, emotional and honest about all this stuff. I think it's important for people to hear. And it seems like, this is life, right? You learn experiences from your parents. And like you said, it makes you want to be an amazing father to your kids and to your.
And it's not just about my dad. It's about my journey.
Yep.
It's not just about him. It's about all the journey, all the choices I do. My mom, I have another relationships,
Mm.
and with bad guys too. My mom never have a look with some guys, and that's one of the points I love so much my mom, because always she's keep love everybody. I learn a lot about love with my mom, and this is my eye right now. I pass this for my kids, and that's my hero. She's doing all the sacrifice for me and my brothers, and this is very special moment for me, for my mom, and for all my journey, all my choose when I choose to like leave off the fight. When I young, I don't go out. I'm still training all the time, and I choose to follow my dream. I when I go to I'm from Ohio do Cabo, like I say, and I trip for 3 hours to go to Rio, and go to a lot of house, friend house, to keep training. Sometimes 1 week at the witch house, because I don't know, like make it like I'm no stay too much in the same place, because sometimes it's not good for the people try to help me. And if I pass like a 2 3 weeks in the same house, these people gonna feel bad and gonna say, "Hey, back to your home," And then I want like a leave 1 week of the each house, but I keep training, keep training, keep training. You know, that's about life. I live for that moment.
Absolutely. And you mentioned your kids. You said you had two kids, right?
Yeah,
So there was
and
four. There was four in the cage with you. Who are all those kids?
it's Gilbert Burns kids, and it's Gilbert Burns is one of my best friends right now, and my wife and his wife is very good friends. And yesterday he come to my house. He still spends a little time with him. And my kids love the kids about the Gilbert Burns. He's a very special guy for me. And I learned a lot with Gilbert. He tried to teach me about nutrition, about take care about my body, and this make a lot of difference for my last fight, about cut weight, for recover. I really appreciate Burns. I say for him, let's go fight for the pound for pound of the divisions. And that's very good for me. Have my kids there. One of my older one is like my step son,
Hmm.
and I really appreciate, because I learned everything with him to be a daddy, be a good daddy. And when my young coming, I know everything. And this is my best couple, my two kids. She's my these both guys is my best friends forever. All time I go out with my wife and bring my kids with me, and pass a little time with my kids, and I say no phones, no nothing. Let's go talk. Let's go talking about everything. And I know when he's old, he's gonna list me and my wife, because right now I list both. And that's the reason I come to US to also about go training America Top Team is about giving a good life for both. now both speak better in English, and he have the best opportunity which I never have.
And yeah, you mentioned Gilbert there. I'm sure you've seen the video of him, right? Like when you got announced
I
as the
love
winner.
that video. I love that
It's so
video.
genuine, right? And it's good to know, like, about, I didn't know the depth of your relationship there, but yeah, watching that back, did that make you emotional a bit as well?
She's in his side have my wife, and my wife talk about me about Bruna is Gilbert wife, and she switch the sides, switch the seats for my wife come to the front line and watch the fight. And my wife feel like a very confident because she have Burns in his side, his side, and then she can like a cheering for me because the arena is full Mexican guys. Everybody scream for Moreno, and my wife feel confident to scream up for me because have Burns or his side, and I know Burns protect her and my kids. And when I saw the video, I feel so happy because I have one friend like him, and this same happened with me and my wife go want to go to Rio to cheating to Burns and or here in Miami, and that's the first time I talk to Burns. This is the first time you wanna see my fight. You know, I see three fights the Burns with the Shimaev with uh in Rio. I forget the name.
Neil
New Magny, and the last fight with Masvidal. Masvidal is from my gym. I love Masvidal. He's a very good guy, but like I said, Dorian is like a very close friend. You know, and I have fought that fight because both make a good fight. And now is the time to Burns go to my fight and I'll win the belt with everybody there, Glover, Charles. It's a very special moment.
Yeah, what a moment, man. It was unbelievable. And a few days, after, well, yesterday actually, this news comes out that Ariel Helwani had tweeted kind of indicating that, a couple fights ago, you were driving for Uber Eats to kind of like make this stuff help yourself
And you know,
out.
Mike,
Like, can you
I don't
clarify?
want, I don't want to put like a UFC need to give more money for the
Right.
fights. I don't try to do that.
Hmm.
I want people to understand, and I say that about COVID. When COVID coming, my family back to Brazil. It's not about the fault about UFC and nothing about that. And I back to you to Florida, keep training, and I fight with Manel Capi, and I make a good fight. And then I can bring my family back because I can make a down payment for my house, and I put a lot of money for that. And because, like I say, man, I'm very family guy. I don't can live without my family, and I bring my family back to US. But of course, I make a down payment, and you know, the money short. In that moment, of course, what I wanna do, like I say, I don't have daddy to take care about me. I don't have anybody in US. I'm a man, bro. I'm learning with that very young. I'm a man. I need to take care about my business. And me and my wife take care about that. My wife start to work. I'm start to work, and this is like, oh my god, this is a UFC fighter, and he work for Uber. Man, this the life. What are you talking about? That's the life. It's not. I don't try to like put some bad thing for UFC. I love UFC. UFC take care about all the fighters. This is the best uh, event about fighters all the world. And UFC give me everything. Now I'm here. I'm living good. I can think about my kids before the belt. And I just like doing my choice. If I'm living Brazil, I'm a rich guy. Because in Brazil you have a dollar, you're a rich guy. But no, I choose to come to Florida. I choose to create my kids here, and I have my green card, and this is very special for me. But in that moment, after COVID, why? And because I want my family with my side, I bring my family back. I make a down payment. In that moment, I really don't have money to take care about all the bills. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna ask to somebody helping me? Of course, no. I'm gonna work. And then I'll work so hard and keeping my dream live, keep my dream. And like I say, it's not about dreams, it's about your life. What are you gonna do about that? And that's happy. Of course, I work. That's not a big deal. Everybody work, and but but that's good because all people can see. If you want something, you need like a you don't need like a cross your arms and say, "Oh my God," you know. Go
Yeah.
ahead, bro. Like, do your sacrifice, do your whatever you need to do.
Yeah, I get it. And I know like I don't want to make this a thing about like fighter pay or like you said, bashing the UFC. I guess when that just came out, people were like, oh, he's been ranked in the like for like 7 years. He's been top 5 since 2019. Like, how is this possible? But I think you explained it well, right? You had to pay money to relocate your family to the US to put a down payment on the house. Then COVID hits and you can't get fights as much as you'd like to. And you made a decision to get more money to do this.
Of course, you know, it's about to keep life your dream, keep life your that's my choice, and I need to care about my choice. If I bring my family back and I want to live in US, and I'm not American, I don't have nobody to help me here. And after that, after my coach know about that, after my manager know about that, everybody say, "Hey, why you don't ask me about money? Why you don't call me?" I say, I think the first because my dad divorced my mom, and I see I don't need like I don't expect help you to nobody. I need to care about myself. I learned that with very young, and of course, I'm not gonna call somebody giving money to help me. I need help myself. And that's what I do.
Yeah, and just to clarify on this, just so people are like very aware and stuff, like how long were you doing the Uber Eats thing, and like how many hours a day were you doing it for?
Like a 6 months. I work with some jiu-jitsu tournaments, like a referee, like a stuff, like a production guy, and I work with Uber Eats, and I do like I try to like do like a 150 for a day. Sometimes I can do that fast, sometimes I don't, you know. But in that time, when I go to the fight with Royval, and I hope I hurt my knee with my ACL, and I have my ACL completely fucked up, and work for Uber because, and I have just like a 1 month for my pay my bills, and I really thinking about it. I need to work, I need to real work because just 1 month for pay my bills, my mortgage. I don't want to lose my house, I put everything for that house for create my kids here, and in that moment, just 1 month to leave, and I have to fight, and I work so hard in the Uber. It's like a Saturday night, 1 week before the fight, and I run a lot in Florida, and I still deliver because I want to. I have to like I need to make like a 150 for day, like 150 dollars for day, and run, and then I'm sick, and I go to the fight week sick, and I really thinking about them. I pray to God all the time for I don't take this is not COVID, but it's come from the running, and it's like just a flu, and I just pray it's not COVID, it's not COVID, it's not COVID. When I make the weight and guys test me, it's not COVID, and I have the fight. After you make the weight, of course you're gonna receive your payment. I say thank you God. If you give me the victory, I really appreciate that. But I grab the money, and I have secured for a couple months. But like I say, man, God gave me the much more, with the victory, and give me the bonus the night. And then after that, I fight. DC come to the octagon and talking about a fight with you, Brandon Moreno, and of course I say yes. But when I check my knee again, my doctor say, "Hey, bro, you need to stop," because for that fight I train a couple of times, and when I make some movements, my leg don't can hold me, and I go down and I scream a lot, and I really sad about that. And one of my coaches, Luciano Macarrão, is my corner, is my strike coaching. He say,
Mhm.
"Hey, get up, get up. If you don't get up, I'm gonna put you out of the fight." And then I get up with a lot of pain, but I'm still training, And if you see my fight with Royval, I just throw in one kick because I know I go to the fight and thinking about if I lose, I'm gonna lose for Royval. I'm not gonna lose to myself because I'm kick and hurt myself again, And I can make the good fight just with to use my boxing and my jiu-jitsu. And after the fight, the guy say, hey, you fight with Moreno, of course. But my doctor say, hey, let's go make your surgery, baby. Maybe you can back with 3 months. But after the surgery, and the same day I'm leave of the hospital, the UFC call me and say, hey, you want to fight for the belt? That you have contract, you have everything. But my doctor say you need 6 months without, you don't can train in 6 months. You just need therapy. If you train it before, you're gonna hurt yourself again. You need another surgery. And then I need to say no for the fight for the belt. And I will do it 6 months therapy. I not going to the gym. I'm still 6 months just therapy in my knee. And this make my legs very strong, in my mind very strong too. And when I go to back to the gym, 3 months after back to the gym, I fight with Alex Perez and win the fight with 1 minute and 30 seconds. And I prove to Dana White, I'm the next of the line. That's that's about some histories about this belt. And when I have the chance, I don't lose.
Yeah, man. And going off that, everything you said there, what you just had to go through, having that belt there with you, how is everything going to change now? You would hope and imagine that winning this belt, hopefully defending it, means the end of any sort of financial challenges for the rest of your life, right?
This about everything. A lot of people when I'm young say I'm gonna get the belt. When I fight with it in Brazil, I'm too far to fight in America. But people say, hey, you're so good, you're gonna fight for the belt. You go to UFC. Of course, you go to UFC and you're gonna grab the belt. And in that point, I really don't imagine about that because I'm so too far about that. But I keep training, I keep focusing my mind, and this belt represent all these people. All these people still on my side, and sometimes believe much more with I believe, and this belt represent that. Before the fight, I say a couple of times, I don't need the belt to prove I'm a champion. I have everything I want. I have everything I love. I have my kids and my wife. This is everything for me. I really don't need the belt to say I'm a champion. I come from the nothing, and now I have my family here. I have my house. I have the best life I can never dream. But this belt represent all these peoples in my life, and I keep feel all the happiness about that because I not get alone. I have all the support about these people's help me, and now I go to Brazil and go put this belt in the shoulder with everybody in my hometown, everybody helping me to this moment. And I know when I fight when I go to defend this belt, I'm gonna feel like I'm more I can use more my technique and I can relax and enjoy the moment with a different part because I work so hard for that, and now I can relax.
Yeah. And the last thing before I let you go, you mentioned defending the belt. You mentioned Brandon probably not going to run that back right away. He's got the injury to deal with. Maybe it doesn't make sense to do that. So who should it be? I know Brandon Royval weighed in as the backup, but you beat him not that long ago. There's Amir Albazi out there that had a big win. Who do you think it's going to be, and when do you think you'd like to fight again?
Mike, if I have some words for my position, if I have voice for that, and I fight with all division. I fight with some guys, very good guys, not more in UFC, like a Dustin Ortiz, like a Wilson Hayes, like a Yuka Sasaki, like Askarov, and I fight with a Matt Chanel. I fight with Alex Perez. I fight with Breno Rival. I fight with Davison Figueiredo. I fight with Brandon Moreno. I fight with everybody. And now I respect Almir a lot. He's make a good job, but he's just take one guy of the top 10,
Yeah.
and with a close fight. Breno Rival, that's a very good name. I like this kid, but I win him like my last two fights. And what I can see, what I want to see like put this guy to fight. Put these guys to fight in the end of the year. Take one and give to me.
Yeah.
Who deserves more? Put this guy to fight, and that's what I think is the best choice. But Dana White know everything. I respect all decisions the UFC do it because all the decisions about UFC, I know it's the best for everybody. I respect Moreno a lot. I want to fight with Moreno, of course, because I think I need to prove more for me, not for everyone, for me, because I know I can finish him. It's not respect him. It's about my vision, about the life, and my vision about what I do in the gym, you know. But in this point, I don't really think Moreno need to fight again for the belt. I wait a lot for this belt, and I think UFC need to give the opportunity for another guys. Moreno fight for this belt for last 2 years, and I wait for that, and I have a lot of guys for the division wait for that moment too. And I respect all division. Everybody doing a lot of beautiful work, and a couple of years ago, people say the flyweight division need to leave, and last Saturday you can see one of the best fighters ever in the UFC, whatever division, and prove one more time this division deserves all the attention right now.
It truly does, and I like that idea. I mean, if you want to take the rest of the year off, you've more than deserved it, and wait for those guys to fight. I mean, that was an absolute war you guys put on.
And they have a lot of good guys to fight. You
Absolutely.
see about now Manel Cap going to fight with Kai Kara France. That's a very interesting fight. I like both. Manel Cap is the one of the guys I fight, and is really good. And maybe Almir and Royval, and let's gonna see what's happening. Have a lot of good matches to do it.
Yep, for sure. Well, I've kept you a long time here, Alexandre. One last request before you go. We didn't get to see you at the press conference with that belt over your shoulder. Can you pick it up and put it over your shoulder for us so we can get a nice image
Thank
here?
you so much for that, bro.
There you go.
Oh, I feel cheated, bro. Thank you so much for that.
I love it, dude.
So good, man.
It looks
Thanks
great
so
on
much.
you.
Thanks so much. And I really hope put some fire in all the hearts. If you know you can do, go ahead. Know about just dreaming. Live. Live your dreams.
I love it, man. Congratulations. You deserve that belt. You're a great representative of the sport. Your story is amazing. So enjoy the win. Watch the fight sometime when the momentum comes down, and we'll talk.
Thanks for the opportunity, Mike. Very good talk to you, man.
Thank you.